Welcome, everyone, to the Menowave Lounge, hot flashes and cool conversations. I'm Coach Robin.
And I'm Coach Janette. And today our guest is Zuzana Turinic.
Welcome in.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me on the podcast today. I'm thrilled to be here to talk about something I'm incredibly passionate about, and that's helping people transform their life, bodies, habits, and their life through 90 days lifestyle transformation.
Fantastic. Let's start off with telling our listeners and our Menowave ladies, if you will, a little bit about your background. With over 2 decades of dedication to health and fitness, Zuzana embarked on her fitness journey in Slovakia, where she attained her first fitness certification and started aerobic classes back in the mid-20s. After relocating to Australia, she then continued to pursue her passion for health and fitness. In her 40s, she won a bodybuilding competition, a major competition. Shortly after that, however, she was confronted with a cancer diagnosis and she had all the symptoms of perimenopause. That changed her life. And she's decided that she's going to spend the rest of her life helping other women and empowering women during this transition period to feel strong and confident through their journey. Zuzana, welcome to the Menowave Lounge.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit. You have a very interesting story because you started in Slovakia and now you are in Sydney, Australia. So
Yes.
can you just share a little bit about your journey?
Yes. So in my mid-20s, I was in Slovakia. I was living there, of course, I'm Slovakian. But it was always on my mind that I want to travel. And just one night, I decided that, yeah, I'm going to Australia. Next day, I just sent an email to a few people and agencies, and all the paperwork I've done together. And within 6 weeks, I was in Australia.
Talk about manifesting your future.
I know it was easy, I must say. Like honestly, I didn't even know what I'm doing here. But yeah, I was here and my journey started here in Australia. It wasn't always easy, but I met absolutely beautiful people here in Australia who showed me the way, who navigated me, and I was really lucky. And I was able to stay in Australia because it's not that easy to stay like overseas, but I was really lucky to met these people and they offered me sponsorship, and I was able to stay in Australia and just
You gone back home to Slovakia?
I do go like every 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just wondered, that's just curious when people pick up and leave their country and go to another country. It's always
Yeah, I
very
still
interesting
have
to know.
family over there. Yeah, my siblings and mom. So I always go to visit.
Yeah, very good.
So you are also a health and fitness trainer. You have an interesting story. You actually won a bodybuilding contest and you work with women to train them. And now I'm going to let you tell it because I don't want to get ahead of it. What brought you into it? There was an event that happened.
Yes, so and I'm living very healthy lifestyle when it comes to nutrition and exercise. And I was exercising, and that brought me to competition, and I wanted to try it. So I did, and I won, which was absolutely amazing. Which was absolutely amazing because it was for New South Wales, was like in Australia. So it was nationals. So I'm very proud of that. But then after all that preparation, I needed a little bit of break. And at that time, I was in my 40s and there was something wrong. I just wasn't feeling myself. And I went to see a doctor, and unfortunately, I was diagnosed with cancer.
Mm.
And with all that cancer entering my mid 40s, kind of, I also got all the menopause symptoms, so I could not sleep, even though I was exhausted and I was crying to have just one night's sleep. I was putting weight out of nowhere because I was not really eating much. I had no energy. I was no motivated to exercise, which was always my passion. But like just to wake up in the morning, I just couldn't do anything. And I just felt, oh, this is not me. And also like hot flashes were coming in at night during the day, and I didn't really know how to address it. So at that time, I said, that's it. So during my cancer treatment, I decided to do more qualifications and started to do more menopause research and what I can do for me so I can help other people. When I came across and I finished my cancer treatment, which was really nasty, I had again some scans and some medical appointments, and I've been diagnosed with Hashimoto because my cancer treatment damaged my thyroid. So on the top of that, I also got like hypothyroidism, which really slows down your metabolism and difficulty with losing weight. But it doesn't have to be the way. So I dived into nutrition that can help me and I can pass it on. So I know that alcohol and sugar have no place in my diet and in my life, absolutely, because, well, they are not good for our bodies and also not good for cancer because cancer cells are fed by sugar, and that what is in alcohol too. And as we are in this transition period of time, alcohol and sugar adds up and exacerbate the symptoms like hot flashes. And I really didn't want to feel that way. So I cut it off. And I must say that within 2-3 weeks, I saw amazing results. And I don't have hot flashes since, I must say.
Well, that's
Which
nice.
I'm sure it's not just that, but also like thyroid medication must help too, which I need to take now for the rest of my life to support my hormonal balance with the medication. But it's thyroid medication because my thyroids are not working, unfortunately, because they were damaged.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes, we have a lot of ladies that have had that happen, and it's definitely a very different side when you combine it with menopause. And so I think, you really can, a lot of ladies can relate to your story and what you're going through right now. So when you came to the other side of it, how did you balance out your life, your lifestyle in order to, come back into health?
So within a month after my treatment finished, I thought like I can go back to the gym, and I did. But it lasted only like 3 weeks because I was exhausted. I had no strength. I had to start basically from the bottom line because I lost all my muscles, all my strength, and I was very frustrated. I was tired, and I said, "This is not the way I can go." So I let myself to relax a little bit, and I started meditating and doing home workouts, just really basic body weight workouts. And I didn't do it like now, like 5-6 times a week, but I did it only 2-3 times. And then I went for a long walk. But slowly, it took almost 2 years to develop more strength and habit again
Mhm.
to enjoy it
Mhm.
because I was not motivated. And we are not motivated all the time. Nobody is motivated all the time. But we need to build up that discipline and that habit. So we do it, same as brushing teeth every morning. So it must be something that we build up slowly. And it took me 2 years, even though I was exercising before and I was professional trainer. I just couldn't do it. I would always say take slow steps, because that will take you for a long way.
Mhm.
Because if you push something for really fast, it doesn't last.
Mhm.
It doesn't last. So I had to start, and I had to accept that, okay, now I can't lift weights. I can't do what I used to do, but let's start where I am right now with what I have and what I can. And that kind of helped me, because honestly, the only thing what I needed was a mat on the floor and me. And I didn't rush anything. I said, okay, so I will do today 20 minutes of, I don't know, squats, and I'll try amended push-ups like on my knees, and just to build up a little bit of strength so I can actually go to the gym.
Mm.
I didn't know if I will ever go back to the gym, but I am.
That's amazing and very encouraging. I have to say, for a lot of women or just people in general, it's not easy to get motivated to actually move your body. It's just simply, it's not one of the things that people think about to the point where it's an automatic. So to know that there are some steps that you can take that are, I would say, comfortable enough for you not to be intimidated, depending, of course, where you live. If it's 20 below zero, to go for a walk would be challenging. You would have to find a different way to go about it. But I like what you said about addressing the sugar and alcohol. I hadn't thought about the sugar as much, I have to admit, as much as the alcohol, because from a personal experience, if I have a glass of wine, it really exasperates the heating of my body. And I know that's a reaction, but I haven't really tested out the sugar in terms of what it's doing. So now I'm thinking, oh God, I got to give up the sugar. But but I like the fact that you managed to come up with a solution that fit your life and fit your situation. And though not everyone is challenged with a health crisis like you, many of us are challenged with other types of things that get in the way. So I like taking one step at a time, even if it's just like rolling out the mat, because my mat is in my casita right now. It's literally laid out in my casita because I don't feel like going to the gym.
Mhm. Mhm.
So there's an
Well,
alternative.
yeah, and I just want to echo that the point that, starting a new routine or a new habit is something that is not real comfortable in the beginning because we're number one, we have to identify where we're starting from and then take those small steps, but also realizing that starting a habit or a new routine it's not going to happen like overnight. But those small steps and giving ourselves like that pat on the back that said, hey, yeah, we got up and we got that mat out and we lose, even if we spent just 10 or 15 minutes a day doing something, that's more than doing nothing. And so those little gains add up into a routine where you start looking forward to that. And so I love this topic because a lot of ladies, everybody's in a little bit of a difference. Some people like to exercise. Some people are at the very beginning trying to say, yeah, I know I need to, but I don't know how to start. And so learn just taking those first steps and not being overwhelmed by it, but just small steps. I know that, yeah, we've been
Yeah.
talking about how to do this in 90 days and how to get started on that. If somebody wanted to go to a gym but was a little bit afraid or anxiety around that, what would you say to them?
The best thing, you can start exercise at home if you are really intimidated to go to the gym. But the good thing is that nowadays there are gyms for women only. So I would highly suggest to join these type of gyms, because you will see just women in the gym. So you are not that intimidated by big guys or other people. And the other thing is have a buddy who can go with you, have a friend that you schedule your time. It's okay, let's have a coffee, but let's go to the gym. So it's like meeting to go and do something for your body, for your mind, because that's absolutely brilliant with happy hormones. And another thing that can be is hire a personal trainer who is going to be there with you and guide you through the workout, so you don't have to look other way, and that person is there for you whole way through. So that's another thing. But I think the best thing is to have somebody you can go with, even if your partner. Like, that's amazing if your partner is so supportive that can go with you. So it's like your time, and you both do something for yourself.
Yeah, I have to agree with the community that you create around this wellness piece. The best time of my life was when I moved to Indianapolis and I met a group of women who were into Zumba, doing the Zumba fitness workout. And at first, when I went to the gym and I saw them doing it, I thought, I will never be able to learn all those moves. It was so intimidating. But then I clicked into this group, and it was prolific. We would call each other, are you going to go to the 9 o'clock? Are you going to the 11 o'clock? And when you didn't show up, I missed you. What happened? We would hold each other accountable. So even if you have one buddy, now I live in Phoenix and I have a buddy named Judy, and she'll text me, are you going to Zumba tonight? And I said, yes, I'm going. You want me to drive by and scoop you up? She said, okay. So we're holding each other accountable. And it's a beautiful thing when you have some support.
Yes, that's absolutely important, to have somebody who can understand what you are going through, and that person as well. You support each other, and that's accountability, that you are going to do it because the other person is going to do it.
Absolutely. I know the times that I've made big gains have always been around support of a friend or a buddy or a group of ladies. I used to have a walking group, and we would meet at 3:30 at the park unless it was pouring down rain, and then sometimes we'd still meet anyway. And those were really good times for me to not only build community, friendship, but get our exercise in and all our girl chatter out, so to speak. I like that. I think that I think for women, especially if you've never had a routine or an exercise routine, just understanding what your fears around it, what is your why of going to the gym and exercising, and it can be a lot of different things. But I think when you look at your mindset and find your why, that's going to be the thing that's going to get you up in the morning. It's going to get you to the mat. It's going to get you connected, is understanding what's important. Why are you doing this for yourself? And I think a lot of women feel like they're not sure, or they should. I hear that a lot. I should be doing this. Take a little bit of time to find out what that why is about. And that just strengthens and helps you to overcome the fear of doing it.
Sure. For sure. The reality is this, and Zuzana, I'm sure you would echo this, is that, at least in my thinking, my mindset is that there truly is no other alternative if you want to live a life of vitality.
Yes.
Got to move your body.
Absolutely. And it's investment. It's not short term that, okay, I'm going on holiday or I have an event that I need to look good. No, you need to look at it as an investment for future, because we are getting older. So, what you can do now, you might not be able to do in 10, 15 years from now on. But if you keep engaging muscles, your joints, it will help you long term, because we are losing muscles and bone density after age of 30, and after age of 50 it actually multiplies. So we lose, like, within 10 years almost 5 to 10% of bone density. And that is just the playground from osteopenia and osteoporosis, and we become fragile. And just little trip, you can break your wrist, your hip, and that's not what we want when we are 60 or even older. So starting now, like you can start in your 40s, 50s, even 60s, even later. It doesn't really matter when you start, but the most important thing is to start, because that's good for you. It's not punishment to exercise. It's actually really good for you. And side effect is that you can just look amazing and lose some weight. I like that side effect.
I love the side effects compared to the alternative. I look at some pictures of myself. I was amazed. One of my team members brought a photograph that was taken of me in the company magazine, and I was like 40 or 50 pounds heavier than I am right now. And I thought, oh my God, is that what I was looking like? Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that I made that change. I turned that page and started a new chapter in my life. Yeah, I totally support what you're saying.
It's rewarding. It's rewarding. You can only gain something with it. You are not going to lose when you start moving your body and looking after yourself. It's
Yes,
investment.
and it also helps with other menopausal symptoms that we're having. When you're working out, you're sleeping better. You're using up all that energy, so you're sleeping better until your hot flashes wake you up at night.
Oh, why'd you have to say that? You put
Yeah,
that in
that
the
happened to me
universe.
last night. But there's other benefits. There really is. You start feeling like you want to eat healthier because now you're taking care of your body. So you're starting to build some self-esteem around, yeah, I'm exercising, so I'm going to start putting clean, healthy foods into my body. So weight gain, hot flashes, although that helps. Like you said, the muscle density, strengthening our core, strengthening our muscles. Those are all just amazing things that women in menopause, we have those things in common. And this is what starting an exercise program can help with. So that's amazing. So you said 90 days. What's after you get started, what would be like your next steps in the middle, like month 2 versus month 3? How do you keep this routine sustainable?
So what my program is, I do personalized training plans. So it's not just like one for everyone, because everyone is different and everyone needs something different. Somebody needs more help with the pelvic floor, strengthening pelvic floor in this transition period. That's just example. But there are phases. So basically I have 3 phases of the program, which first one is for 5 weeks, second one is for 5 weeks, and the last one is for 3. So first 5 weeks, you are getting used to the exercise, and you have options to exercise 3 or 5 times a week, depends of your time and availability. And I try to check in with clients every week to have accountability and check in the progress. So we go through challenges, we go through wins, we go through motivation, hunger. So I'm trying to communicate so that person is motivated all the time. But as I said, we are not motivated, but I'm trying to create healthy habits. So that's why weekly check-ins, that person fears that, oh, I have to respond to the trainer because she's going to ask me all these questions. And I am asking all these questions because I want you to succeed. Because I don't do quick fixes. I don't do quick challenges. I want you to live healthy and long life and to your fullest. So that's what I do. And I am there every step with you. So you can, like, client can contact me on a daily basis if you are struggling with okay, I just want really something sweet. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's talk about it. And I just want to know about the feelings behind that. Why do you want something sweet? What triggers that sudden sweet need? So I communicate with the people because I really want them to succeed, because I don't want anyone to go through what I did go through. So it's no, it's just not. I want to motivate, I want to support everyone who is on my program.
In your program, what kind of focus do you have on nutrition and the amount of protein and water and fruits and veggies and fiber and things like that could make the difference? Does your program also have a component that it focuses on nutrition?
Yes. So my program is like ultimate guide, which has training plans, which has nutrition, mindset, and lifestyle. So there are four main components. And when it comes to nutrition, and especially for female nutrition in menopause, the main subject is protein, because we all need protein. And as we get older, we need more protein in our diet because our body digests protein a little harder. So we need more. So I would suggest for 4 to 5 meals a day, each to have 30, 35, or 25 to 35 grams of protein 4 to 5 times a day, which can be from eggs, meat, or protein powders if you don't really have that much food to put in. So it can be substituted with protein powder. But that's the number one of macronutrients that we need to take. Then healthy fats, that is absolutely necessary for our hormones. Usually it would be about the weight of the person in kilos. So let's say you are 60 kilo woman, so you would need about these up to 60 grams of fat, healthy fat per day, and you can spread it out during the day. So it's, again, you can get it from avocados, olive oils, coconut oils, nuts. So that would be my approach. And then you definitely need about 2-3 servings of carbs, which would be about 100 to 150 grams of carbs. And that would be about rice, potato, pasta, whole grain pasta, and on the
Sweet
top,
potatoes.
sweet potatoes, absolutely, yams.
I
These
love
all
them.
are healthy, just a few of them, a few ideas. And then when it comes to fiber, all green veggies. So cauliflower, broccoli, pak choi, spinach. So all the green veggies you can have, that would be as much as you want. I don't really count veggies for calories. So you can have like a whole bowl because it's good for you. It has a lot of fiber, which we need. And females supposed to eat about 30 grams of fiber per day, which should come from veggies and fruits. And when it comes to fruits, I would definitely recommend to have around 100 grams of fruit 2 times a day, minimum
Mhm.
2 times a day, yes.
And all of that's going to be outlined in your guide, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
it is all in my guide. Yes, it's all written in my guide. All nutrition, why there is nutrition guide, and also there are questions answered. Why is this way?
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Pardon me for 1 second, okay? I've got my dog in my office and she needs to go out. I need to open the door, okay? So just
Sure.
pause, give me a minute. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah, the conversation of nutrition, it's sometimes when you talk about that we need to get all this into our diet, sometimes it can feel a bit overwhelming. Like I've got to eat 100 grams of protein. How do I get that into my diet? And I hate to use the word diet, our eating plan or how
Yeah,
we eat. I don't like to use the word diet. And this question has come up before because I didn't realize how much protein that women really need at
need it.
our age.
Hmm.
And so I started putting in a smoothie in the morning and one in the afternoon with a good protein powder in it. And that has made a big difference. And just eating small portions of different things like fruits and vegetables in the middle of the day. I'll have a little fruit and vegetables, maybe a little bit of cheese if cheese is on your diet. Hummus is another one. And it's those are just like nice little ways of getting your protein in. So small meals every couple hours for me works really well. That's not to say everybody has a different style of eating and what they're comfortable with. But it's amazing when we really stop and look at our nutritional needs. Are we really meeting them? And I think the other thing that I wanted to say is I've started taking fish oil at night before I go to bed, along with magnesium. And I find that I sleep so much better. Yeah, supplements are important.
Magnesium is one of the best supplement in general because like almost every part of our body needs magnesium. These days, we are so depleted in minerals because our soils are not that rich anymore. So we need to supplement our nutrition with the vitamins. And as you said, fish oil, that's on my list, number one, two. Magnesium, absolutely. So that's really important. Magnesium is good for sleep, good for any cramps in your legs, and also helps with muscle ache. I'm training quite a lot, so that helps also relaxes my muscles. So it's really good.
I think that panel of nutrition, the nutrition piece, at first seems a bit complicated for the average person. And I think there's a lot of confusion in the marketplace as to what women should be using or taking. And it causes people to pause or basically just to stay in the state they are in because there's so many choices that they can't even make a decision. So coming to grips with that, I believe is really important for women of our ages.
Yes, can be very confusing. It can be very confusing, and especially when you say, "Oh, you can't eat this, you can't eat that." No, that's not true. You, I don't like to put word, "Oh, you can't have this, you can't eat that," because that automatically creates, "Oh, I want it." So,
Of course. You
yeah,
want what you can have, right?
yeah, exactly. So, so I like to use word choose. I choose not to, or I choose to eat this because I choose not to eat this because it's not good for me. It doesn't support my health. It doesn't support my goal. So it's much easier. It's mindset that you need to put that you choose for yourself, for your best interest. Because if you put, oh, I can't have that, next day you're just like, oh my God, I really want it. I really want it.
No, you wake up in the morning with the top of mind. I'm going to have the lemon pound cake today with coffee. Okay, that's how it's going to be.
Yeah. For me, that's peanut butter.
Sure, for sure. I visited a doctor and he was working with me, and it was when I was in the early stages of menopause and sweating, I don't know what. And I was heavier and all of that. And he suggested that I keep a food diary, which I didn't want to do, but I did it anyway. And he made some suggestions on the foods that I should be eating, cruciferous vegetables, the actual panel of supplements I needed, and blah, blah, blah. So after about, I would say about 6 to 7 weeks, I went back to see him. And he was just shocked and amazed at the results that I got. And I was really proud of myself. And he said, "Here, Janette, this is the advice I have for you." He says there are 365 days in a year. If you count up all the birthdays and the birthday parties and the celebrations and all the holidays, just whatever that number is, just say that number is 65 days in a year that you're celebrating, you're eating whatever you want to eat. He said for the 300 other days, eat like you have some sense.
Absolutely. And that's
That changed my life. It changed my life.
Yes.
Because yes, life happens and we all have some parties to go, and we don't want to shut our social life, right? It's not correct. We just don't want to isolate ourselves. But what we do outside of these events, that's very important. The most of the year that we choose to eat healthier, better, that no processed food, just clean eating. It's really easy to make salad and some chicken and a little bit of potato or sweet potato. It's easy and simple meal that will keep you satiated for a long time. And you have protein, you have carbs, you have fiber, you have minerals, vitamins in that one meal.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, the side effect is just wow, because you lose weight, your skin feels much better and fitter and shinier.
You know what I hear a lot from a lot of women is that they simply don't like to cook. And that's the excuse for actually not eating as well and healthy as they could or should eat is I don't like to cook. I don't like to cook. And I find that not really unusual, but I'm disappointed. It seems like a sucker's choice.
Yeah, I
Not to
think that's a
invest the
mindset
time.
thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a mindset thing in a way that says somewhere along the way they've learned that cooking is a chore versus cooking is a joy. And there's so many amazing food preparation hacks. I see them on Facebook and Instagram all the time, and I love them and I try them
Yeah,
because
me too.
yeah, and it's fun to actually put that variety in there. And so that mindset becomes, oh, this could be fun. And so when you turn it around and you flip it on its head, then you can make it be more of a norm, a challenge, a fun thing. The one thing that I wanted to say is when you develop these habits, it becomes your norm. That's your
Yeah.
baseline.
Mhm.
And so when your body starts or your crave starts or your symptoms starts, you can see it's like an up and a down or maybe a roller coaster of emotions happen to you. You can, wow, something's really going on with me. I need to take some time and maybe I need to re-examine what the past week was. Oh, I wasn't getting enough protein or I wasn't getting enough sleep or yeah, I had that one night where we went out with the girls and now I still don't feel like I'm back to my norm. So find what your norm is, your healthy norm, and then that way you will always know what to go back to. And I think that for women, that's a mindset that we know where our happy spot is. And if you create a healthy happy spot, then you'll know how to get back there.
I would have to agree with that because there's many times when I've experienced not feeling the best that I'd like to feel. And I actually ask myself, why do I feel this way? What do you think is causing this? Did I drink enough water? Am I drinking enough water? Maybe that could be the reason why I don't have as much energy today, or why didn't I sleep last night? Besides being in bed with my dog Jada Bear, and she's keeping me up at night. But besides that, like, why didn't I get the 7 or 8 hours that I really wanted to get? Or this is the other thing that I've been noticing. When I ate that food, my body reacted a certain way from a digestive perspective. Okay, so I need to pay attention to that. And I start actually putting together my own portfolio of foods that work with me or for me at certain times of the day and foods that don't. So it's almost like you have to have an awareness from a mindset standpoint to pay attention. Now, Zuzana, during this period of 90 days, I would think that you would want to be aware. The awareness must be part of the factor, one of the factors in the 90 days to be aware of what's happening. What's the cause and effect of certain activities or certain things that you're doing? And what are the outcomes based on that? I would imagine that would be part of it as well.
Yes, the nutrition is a part of the 90 days program as well, where I want to teach people how to prepare food simple, which for let's say 3-4 days in advance, which can be done within 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And you have lunch and dinner for next 4 days. You are ready just to grab the box. You don't have to think about it, and it is done for you. That's how easy it is. Just to find those, let's say, 2 hours once a week to prepare meals.
Mhm.
And if you don't mind to eat same food over and over, let's say for that 1 week, that's a game changer, because you don't have to think that, oh my God, I didn't prepare anything. So, but now I'm hungry and I'm going to grab something from the supermarket, which has a lot of uh, preservatives. You don't really know what type of fat did they use, if it's supporting your hormonal health or not. Because as we know, like all these canola oils and seeds oils are not good for us.
Mhm.
They are not good for us. So you can prepare fresh salad, which you can just buy like a bag of fresh salad, and you can put some olive oil or some dressings that you can do at home, and it's much easier. You have dinner within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
we used to cook on Sundays,
yeah.
and sometimes I would invite friends over, and we would just cook up like a big pot of soup or stew or something like that, or chicken, or and the it made such a big difference not to have to think. So if I was still working at that time, I always had a grab and go. And I always had my lunch prepared the next day. And then I always had my snacks. And so I could always keep snacks with me, healthy snacks with me. So if I got in the middle of the day, then I would have something. But it was cooking on Sunday for me was very relaxing. And the house always smelled so good. And I was able to really prepare what I wanted for the week and think through it. So it made it so much easier. So I didn't slide off that slippery slope, so to speak.
During the cold weather, like now it's cold, relatively speaking, soups are my friend. I've been preparing so many different routine, and sometimes using bone broth along with it.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sunday is I just Sunday I emptied the refrigerator and I put it into a big pot.
We call those must goes. Those are the must goes days. It must go because if it's not in the pot, it's going in the trash. So we must cook this today. So we call
Yeah.
it, those meals are must goes.
Yes, absolutely. But that's the landscape of how we interact with our food. And I think we need to develop a whole new relationship with our food and with our diet and how it interacts. And Janette, I love the way that you said make mental notes of how food interacts with you, because certain times of the day you could eat I like to have a little piece of bread in the morning, but I can't have it at night
Mm-mm.
because then it just lays in my tummy really heavy. But I only have a half a slice because I know that, yes, I like it and it's healthy. It's a healthy carb if it's good bread, which we always have. But at the end of the night, my body doesn't like it.
Suckered. We got a little suckered with the avocado toast. Oh my goodness. I
Oh,
was doing avocado toast, toast, and I got on the scale after 2 weeks of that every morning. I was like, whoa. So I had to, so I had to cut back on the avocado toast and twice a week instead of every morning.
yeah. Yeah. I put avocados over my eggs, and that's another really nice way of enjoying my avocados. I put avocados in my smoothie.
Oh
And
yeah.
oh, so good with
Mhm.
blueberries and spinach and nice protein powder and yeah.
All such good stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
It is, it is.
Yeah, I just want to say something about like when somebody doesn't like to cook or doesn't want to cook. Maybe just ask the question why. Because there must be a reason why you don't like that, why you don't want to. But if your answer is that, okay, I'm doing this for me because I want to change, I'm doing this because I want to eat healthy, I want to know what is in my food. So there are little questions that you can ask yourself to motivate yourself to cook your own food once a week, and within 2 weeks, sorry, within 2 hours, you have meals ready for a whole week.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and as a snack, you can just grab yogurt, like Greek yogurt or apple or blueberries or smoothie, that which is simple to do. But the most important meals like lunch and dinner is ready for you and waiting in a fridge.
I love that. I love that.
Yes. Know your
So
why. It's very important.
yeah, know your whys. Yes.
It is. So we've talked about and covered so many amazing things. How do women find you and reach out to you? Do you have a program going on right now or some specials or anything?
Yes, I do have this 90-day program. It is called How to Create Healthy Lifestyle in 90 Days. And it is, I just need to have a look. It's 1,200 Australian dollars for 13 weeks. But at the moment, I have discounted price of $899 Australian dollars for everyone who is listening this podcast. And first 10 people who will reach out will get this program at $799.
Mm, that's a
Which
great deal.
yes,
We can
and
put that in the show notes and to let our listeners and our Menowave Lounge supporters know.
it will be in the link.
Ah,
I will
okay,
I will send the link.
good.
Any final thoughts for today? There's just been so much amazing conversation. I just love everything that we've talked about. So we're just going to go around and any final thoughts from about what we talked about or anything that we need more to know?
I just want to let you know that commitment like this can feel really big, because let's say you want to change, but you think, oh my God, 90 days is such a long time. But it only is 3 months of the year, only 90 days. And I would say take it as a day one, day two, and what you can achieve in 90 days. Don't look like, oh my God, 90 days is too long. Let's do 1 week and let's see how I feel. So just split it into small phases, and you don't even know how, and you will finish it and you will feel amazing.
Mhm.
You will look amazing, and you will be more confident, and that's what you want.
Absolutely. Janette?
I think we've talked about this topic, and it's a topic that I know that my friends and I talk about a lot. And there's so many opportunities out there. But again, to what you mentioned before, Robin, it's about finding your why. And it's about kind of tapping in and asking yourself, what do you want the next month to look like, week to look like, 5 years to look like, 10 years to look like? And when you actually consider what you really want and how you want to live, it makes the decision a little easier to actually adopt as part of your lifestyle. But it does require some soul searching. How important is this to me at this stage in my life? And am I willing to do the work that it takes to get it done?
Mm. Yes, that is so true. So true. And I feel like for me, my takeaway is this is this is like looking at your life and your lifestyle in a whole piece. And really in the beginning, and this is how I take my clients through in the beginning, is starting to look at each of these areas and really think about, am I happy in this? Am I doing well? What does my lifestyle look like today versus what I want it to look like in 90 days or 1 year. Because if you don't have an end goal of what you want it to look like, then how are you going to know when you get there? In the beginning, we find out what our why is. We find out what is blocking me from that and how can we work through it. And then starting with the small steps, small habits, building those habits and coming to once you start building those habits and you find out, wow, this is really starting to work, I feel really good, then you're going to have a basis to really build a very healthy foundation for your life that you can keep building and building on. So I love, Zuzana, what you are creating in this program, and it is so worth it, and we so need it. And ladies, take advantage of it because this is a great time to start. And you have wonderful supportive people here. And check out the link and get started. Do something today, something good for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us on the Menowave Lounge, hot flashes and cool conversations.
Yes, indeedy. Thank you.